second gear we can tackle pretty much all of this. Hello everybody on YouTube, hope you guys are all doing really good. I'm your host Shubhu. Welcome to Street Motor Talks. Today we are hanging out with a baby KTM Adventure, and that is the KTM Adventure 250. Now we'll be going over all the details about this motorcycle, what does it offer, how good is it, what the bad points of it, and all of that details. But then before that, I would request you to take a look at all the other videos that I have made so far. And if you think I'm doing a decent enough job, then please do consider subscribing and help this channel grow. So having all the disclaimers done, all the jibber jabber done, let's get started with the video. Okay, so let's first go through what this motorcycle offers us. So this is, as I said, the 250 Adventure. The entire platform, the chassis, the swing arm, the front and rear suspension, the wheels, everything is borrowed from the 390 Adventure. So this gets a 19-inch front, a long travel WP suspension. Again, it's a big piston. As you can read it here, it says big piston forks, and it's manufactured by Endurance under the license of WP. And the next thing that this motorcycle gets, same as the 390, is this curved radiator. Let's see if the camera can focus. So this is the curved radiator, again borrowed from the 390 Adventure. The headlight is not LED as the 390. Instead it gets a halogen bulb with this daytime running light on either side. And from the side profile, it's identical to the 390 Adventure, if you can see it. The size of the rear sprocket, the size of the wheels, the tires, the dimensions, the seat height, everything, even the weight is equal to the 390 Adventure. And there are a few more differences between this and the 390 Adventure. For example, this handlebar, it's made of steel, it's not a cast aluminum alloy that you get in the 390. And the next thing is this, the instrument console, it's black and white. It's not a Color TFT Dash as you would get it on the 390. So it looks like, you know, KTM has actually put an injection syringe through this and extracted the entire colors of this thing. So it looks a little funny, but then yes, it is as informative as it can possibly get. It has all the details that you would need to have. In terms of equipment as well, this misses out on a fair set of things that the 390 Adventure gets. For example, it does not have a bi-directional quick shifter, it does not get cornering ABS, it does not have the traction control as well. So these are all the slight, small cost-cutting measures that KTM has taken into consideration because they wanted to make this motorcycle, this platform of adventure touring, available and approachable to more number of people. So that's about the entire motorcycle. This is a complete walkthrough, as you can see. And one more thing which I forgot to tell you is that now the 250 Adventure as well as the 390 Adventure, they come with MRF tires. They do not come with the Metzilla's anymore. So here is a complete look of the bike. Enough of talking, let's sit on it, let's hop on and let's go for a ride. Okay guys, so now let's get riding this motorcycle. Let's address the most important point here, that is, why would you look at the 250 Adventure? And there are two main reasons. The first one is that for some reasons, you do not like the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Okay, the showroom is right here. You do not like Royal Enfield Himalayan for any reason, be it about the looks or the power delivery of that motorcycle or the equipment, technology that it offers, or you have a bad perception about that brand in itself or anything of that sort. So you do not want a Royal Enfield Himalayan. The next thing is that you do not want to spend as much as a 390 Adventure requires you to spend. It's like in Bangalore, the prices are nearly 3,90,000 rupees, and you do not want to spend that much amount. And that's the reason why you would look at the 250 Adventure, because if you're supposed to buy a Himalayan, that motorcycle, buying that thing will save you nearly 70 or 80,000 rupees on road. And You do not want that, and that's the reason why you're looking at the 250 Adventure. So let's not compare this with the Himalayan, let's not compare this with the 390 Adventure, because they are both are on different segments. This is in a different segment itself. Now at this price, what you would want to consider, maybe that too I'm not very sure, is possibly the BMW G310 GS. But then again, that motorcycle is a lot more expensive. It's nearly as expensive as a 390. So if you are in that price bracket, there is no point of the GS, to be honest. So overall, if you see this motorcycle, it stands on its own. It has its own segment wherein it has absolutely no competition in this price bracket, which is into adventure touring. So that's one very important thing to understand. I'm not very sure why many big production houses are comparing this with the Himalayan or even with the 310 GS. So the 250 Adventure is for those who are new to adventure touring, who want to travel the length and breadth of this country on a motorcycle which does good on the road and off the road as well. 30 horsepower at nearly 9,000 RPMs, 25 Newton meters of torque at approximately 7,000 RPM, 250cc liquid cooled engine, 6 gears, comes equipped with dual channel ABS as standard. Now this has decent amount of tech on offer. The engine, as I said, is absolutely refined. There are no vibrations on this engine until you are nearing the red line. And as you saw, making U-turns in city is easy as well. And the engine feels very tractable. Of course, yes, it does not have the torque like the Himalayan, and it does not have the outright horsepowers of the 390 Adventure, but then in itself it's an extremely good machine. We are at nearly 7,000 RPMs right now, and it's doing a decent job. The engine is completely relaxed so far. There are no vibrations to talk about, at least until the speed, at least up to the speeds I have ridden it so far. And due to the longer travel suspension, there is a decent amount of dive in the front whenever you're using the brakes. But keep in mind that the dive that the front is having does not really make you feel nervous, does not unsettle the bike, which would actually make you feel nervous. The speedometer is disengaged, so I cannot tell you what speed am I into, but then my assumption is that cruising on this motorcycle at whatever speed comes up at like 6,500, 7,000 RPMs, that should not be a problem at all. The only two problems on this motorcycle are, first thing is the seat height, because it's not very accommodating for shorter riders. It's not very encouraging either, so you will have to modify the seat, as I said. And the next thing is the suspension is towards the stiffer side of the spectrum. It should have been a lot more softer, a lot more calmer, which would not translate the bad stuff of the road to the rider. Okay, so we went over a really nasty part of the road and this bike did pretty well. It did not unsettle, and we are at a pretty decent speed there. I'm really liking how tractable this engine is. Unlike the 390 Adventure, I haven't had to downshift a lot, which is a good thing in itself, and that tells how beautifully this engine is designed, how usable this machine is. Okay, let's see if I can find some bad road. I'm sorry folks, this is the only bad road that I have in the place where I'm riding. Let's see how it does. Let's see, standing on the pegs, the ergonomics is pretty well. Even when I'm standing on the pegs, I do not have to you know, literally hunch down, because I'm a short person, I'm not tall. Maybe taller people will have to hunch down, but then the foot peg positioning could have been slightly better, because it's kind of pushing me towards the front. So as long as you are standing on the pegs, you don't really find the suspension to be bothering a lot. The stiffness of the suspension to be bothering you a lot. And in second gear, we can tackle pretty much all of this. It's pretty usable, as you can see. We are jumping over the rough road. Brilliant piece of bike. Good job, KTM. A big thumbs up to you guys. So there it is, folks, the KTM 250 Adventure, the younger sibling of the 390 Adventure. I hope you guys liked the video. In case if you did, please do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and acquaintances, and I will see you again in the next video. Thanks a lot for tuning in, my friends. Have a really good time, stay safe, and God bless you all.